we started a coalition of about 40 organizations across the country that are nonpartisan and non-political, basically, that are putting pressure on the Biden administration to actually go beyond just doing the unity thing and saying, oh, and actually giving concrete action. So one of those things is law enforcement, which kind of leads us to our next speaker. But, James and I are going to wrap a little bit. First of all, I see these signs, James, of SB82. Tell us a little bit about it.
All right. So this SB82, you guys see this, and you're wondering what's the relevancy of Stop Asian Hate rally. So people are like, what is SB82? Well, I'm gonna give a little description of a situation and that explains it. So let's say you and your wife, or you're walking through a park, and a group approaches you, and they rob you. They rob you of your wallet. Let's say you have 50 bucks on you. They steal your wallet, knock you down, intimidate you, and leave. Now that is an act of force. Would you agree that that is robbery? Yes. Would you agree that that is a criminal act, that the persons deserve to be in jail? Yes. Another situation. A grandmother is walking down the street in Chinatown. She's just minding her business. Somebody comes, kicks her cane, knocks her over, and steals her money. She might just have $10. She's going down the street to buy a sandwich or something. Is that an act of robbery?
Yes.
Is that a punishable crime? Yes. What SB82 says is no. It says that that is petty theft. That is the equivalent of stealing a candy bar. Because it's under $950, because there's not a weapon involved, and there's not great bodily harm. But what about the emotional toll to the victim? This bill that they're trying to introduce, Mark, basically says it's okay to do crimes. It's okay to rob.
And hasn't this been a trend? Because Prop 47, I believe, in the early 2010s, really saw a dramatic rise in crimes all around the city, or around the state, rather.
And it decriminalized certain offenses as
So
well.
the threshold to go from misdemeanor to felony really jumped up dramatically. So then, I was actually a victim of this crime in 2015, 2016. I just gotten back from New York. I lived there for 5 years and came back here, and it's just building my life back up. And, I had a pickup truck, an old pickup truck, and, a camper shell with all my possessions in the back of my truck. And I went to a business networking thing in Cerritos, and my vehicle was robbed. And I walked out, it was gone, and was found in Compton 12 days later, stripped apart, battery was gone, it was just all, and all my stuff was obviously gone and probably sold. I talked to some of the city council people in Cerritos and the police department, and they said, oh, this happens at least 3 times a weekend. I mean, have we gotten to a point now? What? It's our Sacramento legislators, obviously, not Stephen Choi, his colleagues, and it's sad. And one of the things that just happened was Prop 25. Right.
Tell us about that, Marcus.
Yeah.
We don't really know about Prop 25.
So Prop 25, I just wrote an op-ed, and it's going to get published this weekend about this exact issue, because I'm actually the co-chair for the Recall Gascon Now campaign, and we are, because what happens in LA ends up affecting what goes on here in Orange County. And what happened is in November last year, we actually defeated Prop 25 with an overwhelming margin. It was something like 55-43, I believe, so it was like a 12-point win. And now what they're doing is basically it's said to keep cash bail. So that means that a lot of our criminals will be, the ones that are charged with crimes will stay in prison in the interim before the trial, and they would be off the streets. But what happened is they're now ramming through the back door and through DAs like Gascon, allowing these criminals to roam free before their trial and actually committing more crimes. And I've actually documented, and I won't bore you guys with the details on this, but if you go online to aib2b.org, I actually have a list of all of the criminals that were released right after and then went on to commit more crimes. So those subsequent victims would have been avoided, or that wouldn't have happened if we just stayed faithful to the will of the California people, which was to vote down cash, vote to keep cash bail and to say no on 25. So it's really amazing what's going on. This law and order thing is really at the heart of protecting our Asian community. And I don't see other rallies talking about it. I see other rallies talking about being victims. I see other rallies, you know,